where we discuss all things of Earth and outer space, where we divine to pass the time, and no one can put us down or in our place. Grab your tea leaves or your spirits and gather around. The embers are glowing, warm flames abound. The hallowed hearth welcomes you now.
Every great play begins with a single voice in the dark. I'm Katie Lynn Wolfe, and for years my life has been lived in the space between the scripted and the supernatural. As an actor, I've walked the boards of stages and stood before the unblinking eye of the camera, learning that every character is just a different kind of spell we cast on the audience. But when the curtain falls, I return to a different kind of script, the classic novels of the past and the eclectic, intuitive magic of my own craft. I believe that whether we are reading Austen or charging an altar, we are all just trying to find the deeper meaning in the story of our lives. But magic, much like the theater, is rarely a solo performance. The strongest energy is woven when different paths cross and different voices harmonize. I might bring the dramatic flair and the dusty wisdom of the 19th century library to this space, but a circle isn't complete with just one point of view. To truly explore the heights of the craft and the depths of the spirit, I work with two other practitioners joining me at this table. We are three different witches with three different ways of seeing the unseen, and together we are peeling back the veil. Joining us and bringing a perspective from the unknown front lines, someone who walks into the places most people run from to find the truth behind the veil. Please welcome our resident paranormal investigator, Rachel Ravensvale. Hello, my sister.
Hello, my sister.
Hello. And rounding out our triad with an energy that bridges the gap between folklore and the physical, a creator who breathes life into the things that go bump into the night. Through her incredible line of cryptid companions, we have Haley Hansen. Hello, my other sister. Oh my goodness.
It's a Wendigo!
Rachel. Minnie Wenny. Hello. It's so good to be with you.
My goodness. Oh,
It's so cute.
I'm so distracted by it. I'm sorry.
I just spend the night talking to the Wendigo.
You know, we might.
Oh,
We don't know what tonight is going to hold. This is going to be awesome.
tonight.
So we have so much to cover with our guest that I'm so sorry. I know we normally do our little let's talk about the week, but I just want to pull our card and bring her on and just something is going to happen tonight. I feel it.
Yeah.
I just really feel it. So let's see. Rachel called it last week. So Haley, tell me when to stop.
All right.
Oh, they're jumping.
See, insane.
Okay, then it's this one. I'm sorry. It jumped right out.
No, that was perfect.
Okay. So tonight we have the Seven of Pentacles.
Oh. That's
I
so
get
weird.
a lot.
I've been getting them like all week long on my
Me-
own. And the Seven of Pentacles.
But is this our third Pentacles? Have we only
At
gotten them?
least the second, I think.
Okay. So this one says,
Money.
listen,
Money.
nurture what you have and see how it grows and grows.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes.
All right. So where's our longer description? I need glasses so bad, y'all. This is crazy.
Join the club. I don't wear mine, but I normally am wearing them.
I need a spell for eyesight and
I know. We can like clarity of vision or something.
Yeah, because I'm never sure if my arms are too long or too short. Okay. So the witch tends to the plants in her shop window, placing moss agate points nearby to encourage strong growth, understanding that some things take time to flourish. What in your life are you tending to? Perhaps it's a new career path or another long term undertaking. Keep kindly reminding yourself that success likely won't be instantaneous. In fact, most of the overnight success stories you hear aren't what they seem. Behind the scenes, the progression is almost painfully slow and steady, completely unbeknownst
That
to
was weird.
people on the outside who only get to see the final result of tireless work and late nights. Stay focused and do what you need to do to get there.
We're
That-
showing up, putting in
Yeah, the audio is already acting strange.
That was crazy.
Oh, we have a new person. Who is Larissa?
I love
Do either of you know her?
Larissa is my doll. I love her. She is with our CE5 group. Larissa is a brilliant psychic as well, and she does fantastic aura readings. She makes you feel so special.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning in, Larissa. Love you so much, sweetie.
Yay. Okay, well, without further ado, Haley, would you like to tell everyone who we have with us tonight?
We have an incredible talented psychic. There aren't words for how wonderful Laura is. Laura is a beautiful soul inside and out. She is psychically gifted beyond words, and she is a dear friend of mine that I met through my CE5 contacts. She is a Reiki practitioner, and you never know what's going to happen when she starts channeling. So we are in for a real fun show. So without further ado, let's bring on Laura Walker, guys.
Hi!
Oh, thank you.
Round of applause.
Sorry,
Oh
I
my
love the new buttons. I'm so sorry.
No, you are our first applause on the show. That's brilliant.
Oh, this is so cute. I can't believe you guys pulled 7.
Let's hear it.
7 is a part of my life. I was born in the 7th month of the 7th day. My unit number in the sheriff's department was 7-3. I have children who was born in the 7th month in the 87s, and it just 7, 7, 7. Even in where I'm at right now, the pole outside of my house, right in the yard, is 7. So, yeah. And when the number came up, I was like, Of course, that's my synchronicity for a couple of things that have been happening to me here recently.
Beautiful.
And the activity is up. The audio interference, that's part of this energy. That's part of the beings that are coming in. When they come in, it's going to be a wild ride. When they come in, it interferes. They can interfere with the technology that we have. But yeah,
Can you explain a little bit the light language for our audience, for those who are unfamiliar, Laura?
Well, I'm light language for me. I call it tongues. Okay. And on all honesty, I don't always know what is being said. Usually somebody who is in a group, they get either some of the information and they get physical effects from it. And when I do energy work, they come through as well. And a lot of people experience this physical just reaction to the language. Sometimes I actually get information where like I'm hearing it in my head and then it will actually come forward. And I just have this knowing of what it's about. Like now they're communicating with me.
I am hearing it so strong right now. My tongue is buzzing to go into it, but I'm trying not to interfere with what you're doing. I haven't spoken in light language or tongues publicly before, so I'm going to try to keep it to myself. But right now, my tongue's I don't really. Oh, so I understand exactly what you mean.
It can overtake, but it's not against my will.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing that I do or nothing that I've experienced ever been against my will. Let me give you a little bit of background about me. I'm former deputy sheriff for the city of Hampton. So I come from a background where you got to be really on guard. You got to know what you're doing. You need to be on point with things. You need to understand what your environment is, what's going on around you. And you need to understand that in a position as being a sheriff, you got to know the law. You got to know the Constitution. You got to know how to execute things and to operate in that position. And I've also done the corporate world of security work, and that I don't say honestly, it was far more, I want to say, violent than being in the department as a sheriff. It really was far more violent, which is kind of like what, but yeah, it was unusual, the things that I've had to deal with in a corporate setting. I'm also a martial artist.
Yes.
That is my main thing, my main like core inside me. I have been a practitioner. I started old. I started in my 30s. I didn't start when I was a teenager. And for 30 years, I have been practicing my art. It's Hapkido. It's an integrated art. It's 5 styles. It's karate, kempo, kung fu, aikido, and judo. And it's well-rounded. And through this practice, this constant, like I ate it, drank it, slept with it, basically. We meditated all the time. Through the meditation, as I'll say, as an infant in the stage of doing the martial arts, I began to really open up more doors. Let me track back. Ever since I've been born, I've been gifted. All right. And I have seen it and heard things and experienced stuff that kind of been like, don't talk about it, especially being young. And then as I've grown older, only my parents knew things, and my brother. Nobody else outside the family knew anything. And then my children eventually started realizing, because I would share with them. But it never went outside anywhere else, and it never went to public. But when I started martial arts, it expanded my mind. It expanded every gift I had. It opened up doors. And Hapkido is a very good art because it looks at a person. It can actually manipulate. If they're attacking you, you can register and read their energy. You know exactly what they're going to do when they're going to do it. Over time, I saw the energy. I began to seriously stand there and go, oh, I know what I can verbalize what you're going to do. And also on the mat, I started seeing things such as injury. Were they hurting, or maybe something happened on the mat that they got hurt? And I just automatically started seeing energy in between my hands, and I'm like, okay. So, and then I started hearing where to place it, what to do, what to say, how to say it. And then when I started to actually just go with it, that's all I did. I just went with it. The response from people was like amazing. And then through that, I just evolved. I expanded. I've been doing it again for 30 years, meditating, grounding, training in martial arts, working the gift by just whatever happens, when it happens, let it flow. And I've learned so much that I honestly wished I had somebody to go, let me hold your hand here, because I know what you're going through, and you got to you got a million damn questions and you really want to know, am I going crazy here? Is this shit real? How in the hell do I discern that this is not my imagination? And everybody's going to think I'm whacked out of my mind. Like, I really wish I had that. Well, taking this whole long story, making it short, about 4.5 years ago, 4 years ago, I made a decision to sort of come really forward. My gifts just kept expanding. And what was unique about coming forward was there's this constant push. It was spirit pushing. It was alien beings pushing. All the gods pushing me, having things happen to conform me to go into that little corner for me to start opening up and hold my hands out and go, hey, this is what I've got to offer you. Okay. I ended up actually meeting a person. Her name is Andrea Perrin. She is the eldest of the 5 children who lived in the Conjuring house. And she shared her experiences. Yeah. She shared her experiences, and then she just coddled me. She just pulled me in, and she said, you need to, she's really bold woman, beautiful woman, beautiful light. And she said, you see that threshold, you need to go through it. And she says, I don't want you to walk through it. I want you to storm through that, because there's just so much happening around you. It's time, and you keep holding it back. Well, that encouragement and the synchronicities of how I actually got to meet her, and then the introduction to another individual named Rupert Guy, who helped me too by giving me a forum to just share. And over a course of time, I said, maybe I should do this. That's when the pushes got really hard. And so I just went on ahead and came public, and that was 4 years ago, and then decided, let me just do what I'm going to do and show people that you can do it. Anything that you want to do, it's the same thing and principles that we teach in our martial arts. Anything you want to do, you can do it. It's how you approach it. And it's the same with these gifts. And I'm going to say something about it. Every human on the planet is psychic, intuitive. It is in your DNA. It is built in you. But wait a second. How come I don't think I have it? Well, I'll explain that. And remember, this is something I always say to my group, to Echoes. Anyone is in there, or any person I speak to. You've got to keep your logic going. You must use discernment. You must make sure that you use your skepticism. This is the tools to get you through your understanding and eventual knowing. Okay. And a lot of people's belief system, everybody has one, be it religion, politics, growing up, household, how you were raised, teachings in school. Okay. We are taught specifics, and we need our belief systems. We need these rules. We need this. But when you're told at a very young age that these things don't exist, that is exactly what you're going to be programmed to think. Mm-hmm. And it shuts down what you truly are. How do I wake it up? Well, we've been going through a paradigm shift. The entire planet, every human on it is being affected. Whether they believe in this or not, you're being affected by this. A lot of people are experiencing things such as eating changes, thought pattern changes, wanting things that they never wanted before, or disliking things that they once really liked, they just don't want. Everything is changing. And even within themselves, they're feeling different and they're not sure what this difference is. And they're noticing things around them more. This is awakening, and everybody is going through it. Now, with that, all that being said, everyone is capable of this. Okay. It's up to you. As I train everybody, intuitive development, psychic development, meditation, remote viewing, channeling, any of that, all of the above, you just have to remember, keep your discernment, use your logic and your analytical processing, be skeptical, but open-minded. And then you'll be able to expand yourself a little bit at a time. Some people expand just like that, and some don't. Why is that? It's because of ego. Skepticism, okay? You still have to have it, but you don't. Now, I'm telling you, I'm speaking only, everything comes from my experience, from my understanding, and what I have learned, okay? And if you are sitting there going, how am I going to open up? I don't know, am I going to be able to really do this? You've got to learn to set your ego aside. Don't get emotional. You must put that down. And then just relax. And things will flow. And if you can find somebody who's a good fit to help you meditate, help you do the remote viewing, help you understand what you're hearing and seeing is a good fit, that's the place to be. The moment you feel rubbed against the grain a little bit and you're uncomfortable, you're wasting your energy. It's just a suggestion, and also from my experience.
Can I ask you a question? Yes. Now, I work with a lady who's a channeler as well. And the reason why I started working with her is because I known for a long time that I'm an empath is what I thought I was. But now I'm, ever since I got into paranormal investigating, I'm hearing the spirits. So being more clairaudient, I'm hearing them when other people aren't. And catching them on EVPs and being able to review that evidence later and it validating, because I'm saying, oh my God, are you hearing that voice that's disembodied, that's like speaking to it and nobody else is hearing it? But so I've been starting to work with her a little bit more. And one of the things that she talks about, the spirit team is healing. Do you find that that's true? Because I think that for a long time I was in an abusive relationship and with my ex-husband, and I shut down a whole part of me because he told me it wasn't okay to be sensitive. It wasn't okay to show emotion or cry. That was weak. And so now I'm trying to unlearn what I've learned. And so I don't know. I just had that question about it being true. I know my grandmother's supposed to be on my spirit team because she wants to kind of level up and that kind of thing. But I heard about that.
You're correct. And narcissism and gaslighting is extremely, extremely difficult to get out of. It makes you feel guilty. You question yourself, okay? I know this very well. Okay. And it takes so you have a lot of spirit with you right now, and that's what's happening. You do have a female presence with you. And whenever you're doing spirit work, if you're doing energy work, okay, first off, a lot of people think, if I'm doing it, they'll say, oh, you're the healer. Absolutely not. I am not the healer. I am not healing you. Okay? I'm not. a Reiki master, they're not healing you. They're not. Okay. It's you. You're receiving the energy. You consented to the healing. You now will be healed by what you consented to receive. During the process, the person who is the conduit, who is healing, also gets healing
Mm-hmm.
from that. Arm will be okay. Just know and understand what you just presumed, what your question, and you just kept going around in it and around in it and around in it, right? You had a knowing. Stop the emotional. You know it. All you got to do is relax for just a little bit more to get the clarity of your answer and move forward with confidence. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because you already knew that answer.
Yeah.
And I feel, yeah, your basket is feeling what? Okay. Things are hopping.
Yeah. The phone just jumped out of my lap.
Okay. So yeah.
Popping and popping around here. Yeah.
Definitely when you're doing any energy work, the person that's receiving the work is the actual healer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The actual healer. Is there any other questions briefly before I talk about my first encounter with an alien craft?
Do you have a question, Katie? I know she's just sitting there like, I don't know how I feel about any of this.
I told you guys that tonight is just a learning night. I mean,
yeah. I wanted to know
say,
too. Like, I'm sorry if you had one. I'm not going to interrupt.
No, I was just gonna. Of the four of us, I am way earlier on any kind of path than either of you two. Laura, your path is completely different. So
she is forged.
Somehow she says that, and I don't believe it.
Right.
No.
I think that you have some gifts that you're not acknowledging all the time.
You're holding back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, too, you're very psychic.
Yes, I can pick it up on her. Like,
and she's like twice old. The first time I met her, she had an orb that swirled behind her head. The orb is not showing us, but that the energy is with you and is present. It is your guardian. Don't think I'm rude when I look away. But no. So you have your resistant block put up, and I get this, and this is why I want to add to when you're learning about wanting to be psychic, trying to implement these gifts, just trying to understand it. You know, it's okay to question it all. It's okay to have those feelings. And I understand that you don't want to be fooled. You don't want to feel stupid. And you don't want to like appear to anybody else and then be totally embarrassed. I understand more than you know. So what I try to do is hold a space for people who want to try to open up, who want to learn. They don't have to. They don't have to conform to anything. It's just there. There's no judgment. There's criticism, all of that. No, it's when you're there, you can take this information that you hear. If you can apply it, you can apply it. If not, you just kick it to the curb. You're basically agreeing to disagree, and everybody moves on. So you're putting your blocks up, Katie, and you are, I see you're spinning too. You're spinning. You're going so many directions right now. you have a stabilizer, what I call, you have like three guides. Keep her. No, she's got, push her this. No, this is what they're doing. They're trying to keep you in the right direction, and you're going, what the?
Yay, we're on Katie time.
But yeah, you're definitely are holding back a little bit, and it's understandable, and I can sense a lot of reasons why, which I would keep private.
Thank you. We can talk later about that one.
Love you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was in I went to a family reunion with my family. My parents, my dad's side of the family were gathering. And where the family lived, where we were at, is in Kentucky, called Long Fork, Kentucky. And my family, they own a holler. Now, a holler, a lot of people may not know what that is. Well, what a holler is it's two mountains, and in the center is like valley, okay? And families build on that. Well, in this particular holler, it was a mile long and the size of, let's say, 4 football fields wide. Okay, so it was pretty wide. If you put the football fields together in a square 4 pattern, that's pretty much what it would be width-wise. And I'm horrible at dimensions and things and math and stuff. I have a neurodivergent brain, which I think is very much connected to psychic abilities. I'm noticing the children that I work with more and more with their neural, and there are so many kids with neurodivergent brains. And they too, they see things, and it's amazing what I'm seeing happening. But we went on this family reunion. I'm 14 years old. This is in 1979. Yes, I'm old. I'm 60. And oh, what a night. Everything was fine. I was with my cousin, and I'm not going to mention his name. I do not know if he's still alive. It's the first time I met him and the last time I saw him. And we were at my great Aunt Norcy's house. That's where his mother was. That's where he lived. And say the house is here, and we go to walk around a little bend that's up against a mountain. As you go around, it's a drive. We're going around a creek bed, and the creek bed is running from the mountain through the holler towards the main road. And it's about 11 o'clock in the evening. Stars are bright. It's late July. And man, it was nice. I remember everything, every detail of this. This was the life changer for me. The biggest one ever. I mean, even right now, it's just like going back. If you've ever had PTSD, you'd understand. It's like you're right there, you relive it, you see it, you endure it. You're like, what? You know, everything just comes up and surface. So we're walking around this bend, and as we're walking, you could hear the crickets. You could hear the jar flies. You could hear all the night bugs. This life, you could hear it all around, just going at it. You can hear the creek bed and it's water going over the rocks. You could just listen. It's just amazing. And it was loud. You know, we're getting close at that time to dog days. You don't get in those waters. The waters are pretty rapid. It's not good. And the breeze, it was just, I can even hear the song, Summer Breeze, make me feel fun. I mean, just this breeze. Yeah, I got you there, Rachel.
I love that song. I'm a yacht rock fan.
But I'm sitting there. Well, I'm not sitting, I'm walking. My cousin's a little like over to the side. He's a little ways. He's not like here where I could actually reach him. He's just a little bit further where I cannot actually reach out to reach him. And as we're walking, no wind, no bugs, no crickets, no sounds, no sound of the water. Complete, deafening silence. So deafening that it attracted me. And my immediate response was looking up. I didn't look around. My immediate response was to look up. Now, from where he was, my cousin, I don't know what he did, how he looked. I don't know. I couldn't tell you anything. Nothing about anything. Not even seeing him. I didn't really see him. But in the deafening silence, I immediately went and looked up. And what I saw, oh my God. I think I sent you, I draw my sketches, and then I do my best. So if it's good enough, I actually submit to AI, and I get it to replicate as close to reality as to what I've drawn. Well, it's coming, and I'm gonna see if I could do this. It's say like this. So that edge there is the mountain, and this is the speed. Okay. I'm looking. I'm 14. What the fuck? What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Okay. I can only tell you what it looked like, what I could compare it to. It looked like an aircraft carrier.
Hmm.
And how do I know what an aircraft carrier looks like up close? So my dad worked the civil service. He was working on those aircraft carriers and subships, working with the engineering portion of them. And I've been to a couple of christenings. And I'm looking at this thing. Everything in my bone. I'm 14. I'm 14. I'm not an adult. And I'm going, that looks like an aircraft carrier. That's impossible. They don't make stuff like this. There's nothing in our technology like this. No. Is this real? Am I losing my mind? How come there's no sound? I'm actually having a personal internal conversation watching this thing just creep. It's moving this slow. How can an aircraft carrier that is at the peak of the mountain coming over the holler, okay, have no sound and is able to levitate? And as I'm looking at this, I'm noticing the tier, which gave me more like, okay, this really does look like an aircraft carrier. And on the sides were like these little like antennas, and there was just a set of a light. And those lights were like just blue and red. And they were like going.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And as it was coming, now Star Wars had been out. And I said, oh my God, is this ship ever going to end? And I kind of chuckle, like I sound like Star Wars. Oh my God. Am I like, what's going on? No, I didn't drink anything, hadn't smoked anything. I was really straight, trust me. And I'm looking, and as it's coming closer to where I'm now seeing the middle, I still don't see the end of the ship. I'm looking, and then the next thing I know, I see the ship tail on the other side of the mountain. I don't remember. I've got lost time. From the moment that I was like, it's coming close to the top of, or it's going to be center over me, I lost time.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up when it was tail end leaving. That's when I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you think that's strange. The strange part is, in the moment of the deafening silence, and I immediately get the feeling I need to look up. I wasn't scared at all. I didn't feel any fear, none at all. Not the entire time that I was witnessing this thing. Then when it had left, boom, fight or flight kicked in. I and my cousin, we hauled ass across a plowed field in the summer. And if you know what that's like, you've got clots and clogs and rock and all this, and we're falling on top of each other. And we go into my grandma's house, and we're fighting to get in the door. So we're shoulder to shoulder, and we can't even get to the door. We're fighting each other. Everyone at the table, the kitchen, and in the side living room jumped up and said, whoa, 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 stop, what are y'all doing? And we were frantic. We told them what we saw. At first they laughed, but they definitely saw how fearful we were. So they all of them got up, went outside. Sky still bright and clear. Everybody's looking. Of course, there is no craft. There's nothing to see, Everybody goes in. But me, my grandfather, and my cousin. My cousin, we wait. He goes around the bend to his house. And then my grandfather and I start to walk back in. And his comment was to me, Fun Box. That was my nickname at the time, Fun Box. Fun Box. The little green men aren't going to hurt you. Ever since then, I've always wondered, has he had any, I should have asked. Because when we were small, he used to always play and say, don't let the little green men get you. I don't know if he's familiar with the incident in Kentucky with the goblins or not, but yeah. So yeah, but that was
last weekend. I was in Hopkinsville.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. With one of the homes that we investigated, the owner of it runs Goblin Con, and his friend is Geraldine Sutton, who her family was the one that encountered, the goblins during that incident of where their family shot at the beings and everything. So yeah, I got to meet her. She was great.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And if I can,
it's an interesting story too.
Yeah, it really is.
Story. And Laura, just listening to you describe your personal encounter, I'm pretty dumbfounded at how similar it was to the first UFO that I saw, especially in the manner of you describing where it tracks so slowly. You clock every detail. I could see the metallic panels. I could see the lights on it. It was incomprehensibly large. And then right when your brain clicks on, like, what am I looking at? What is happening right here? And you're trying to follow it. Zoom. Gone. Never. It's almost like they connect with the people they want to see it. And once it's done, mission over, we're moving on.
Well, over the years,
to be seen.
Over the years, I have always, ever since that moment, I'm going to say it. I've always looked up ever since then.
Yeah.
Always. And I never can stop from looking up. And nobody I don't care who the hell you are. I'm sorry. You can't tell me any differently. Sorry. Those who haven't had any experience like that honestly don't know. Their skepticism is way 100%. I get it. I get it. I get it. But I will tell you, if you ever have that kind of experience, no matter what type it is, be it of the first kind, second kind, third kind, fourth kind, okay? Your world's rock, baby. And nothing is the same. Nothing will ever be the same for you again. And our waking up, this disclosure, I want to say disclosure has been happening the whole time with them. With them. They have gone through this planet, and you can, if you look, it's all in the open. You just got to have your blinders off to see. What do you mean it's in the open? Well, look at history. Look at the Hemingwest that is out there in caves, the indigenous people, the Egyptians, and then there's stuff in the Bible. There is things all around us that give you these signs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where our belief systems get kicked in at, because we're told that, you know. But that was my first thing. And I realized too, over the years, that was my DNA being woke up. Like, this is our first initial hello. We're going to wake you up, and we're going to slowly process you into being able to communicate, being able to do certain things that we're going to assist with. We're going to assist with your light and assist with you helping others with it. And it's just in the last 4 years that really came to me as an understanding. When you're doing psychic, or you're reading on something, or you're doing remote viewing, you might pick up on some things that seem to not be related. And then maybe the next day, or a week later, or a month later, or a year later, something's going to happen to bring that information to surface, because that is the timing of that moment. And then the expansion of that information happens in that moment. So that's why I always say, keep the journal, document your stuff, brief words, don't have to make anything long. This helps you look at the journey, the things that you're learning, and how you're actually psychically growing. I've seen apparitions. Like, one day, my son-in-law had gone to a funeral of his friends, and my whole family was here in the house, and I was just doing dishes. And he had just come from the funeral, and he went and he sat down in the living room. And my house downstairs is designed, when you walk in, go down the hall, you can go around into the kitchen, down into the dining room, and back around into the living room, and right on outdoors. So it's like a little square, and it's all wide open. And I'm doing dishes, and I know my front door's shut because everybody's inside. It's cold, and the door's shut. And I hear the front door open. I don't hear it with this.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you're in your home and your back is away from the door, you haven't heard keys rattle, you haven't heard anything, but you sense somebody's walking through that door, that's what it was like. Except it wasn't human. Okay, it wasn't a human being. And I heard this. Then I heard the shuffle, the walk coming down the hall. I'm still doing dishes, and I'm calculating, okay? Skepticism, logic, all of it's coming in. We're working it. Mom's there. Mom's on this side. My daughter's standing right over there, just in the doorway. Okay. The kids are sitting on the couch. Mm-hmm. Everybody's in their spot. And then I sensed this body, this person about to turn the corner. And when I turned to look to see who it was an half-bodied apparition. I could see from the hip, waist, down to the floor, their body. But from hip up, there was nobody. And it physically walked right by me. And I watched it. And it walked right around the corner, walked past my daughter, walked past my mom, went through the living room, and went right out that front door. And I heard it shut the door. And I'm sitting here going, not drop the mic, but drop the sponge. Click. And my daughter, who is also very gifted, she comes running in. She literally got in my face. She goes, "Oh, did you see that? Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see that, Mom?" I was like, "Shh, it's okay." Yes, I did. And she goes, "I saw a streak. I just saw this streak walking." I was like, okay, so she saw but she saw it differently. And hey, it was at her funeral. And the person, whomever they were, followed him attached and was curious about what we were all doing. And I knew when he walked through, it was satisfied, because when it is so politely, this person, which was a male, shut that spiritual door like they would if they were at someone's home. And that's just one of experiences I've had. I've had visitations in my room in the middle of the night, not just with spirit, but with aliens, grays, silvers, antians. They like to be called antons, not antians. At least that's what they tell me. Mantis beings, reptilians, Palladians, Arcturians are always with me. I've just recently been having lots of experiences with the Arcturians, Ebens, and I just recently had an experience with a lilac being that was no more than like 3.5 to 4 feet tall, with 3 fingers and 3 toes. Its eyes were even lilac, and it was very intelligent. I channel these beings at times, and even spirit, which wants to talk, by the way, but is waiting politely. They're very polite. I've not run into anything negative, nothing negative. But I woke up where they're bringing me back. I can feel that I have been not taken like forcefully, but I've been on a craft and I'm waking up and I'm coming back, and the process of being put back, it wakes me up. And sometimes I see that being there and they're just looking over me. They're just there like this. There's no movement. And so I do blink a little, like, am I hallucinating? I'm going to question it. But then sometimes when I get a further, like I'm leaning into seeing it, that's when I see an adjustment. They might move, or they'll do this thing where it's and a total fade. I've had experience here recently, what I call conscious transference. I'm awake. I am awake. And the next thing I know, the room is splitting, turning and twisting out. And in the center is like this like focused beam of line. You could see the room, but it's transformed and turned. And then it goes right back. In the transforming, as it turns like this, I'm getting vertigo. Like, I'm saying, like, head to the floor straight and fast type vertigo. And I like, when it first happened, I'm questioning, oh my God, what's happening here? Am I going to have vertigo? Oh, I need to sit down. I need to get to the bed. If I do have this, I need to make sure my phone's by me, because I can't walk anywhere. I will really literally fall and hit my head. And I heard, no. Just heard it, no. And I heard, be prepared. And I'm sitting in the bed and it happens again. And I'm going, "Ooh," like this, because it's like, what's happening? And I go back and I says, is this what I think it is? And I heard, yes. Then it happens again. This time, the room twists. I see a very, very narrow, like I can see my room, but it's in a tunnel, like way down there. And I, body wise, is inside that little frame, but my mind, the conscious and spirit body, had been moved out and up. And I was on a craft. I was sitting in a room and I realized I'm on a craft. And then as soon as I acknowledged I'm on the craft, I immediately go right back. And I said, wait a second, did that just really, really happen? Did I just, and I heard yes. And they say, this is another way that we communicate with you, all people, in your dreams. When we can enhance, where we are helping healing, where we're, looking and doing actual examination. And I'm thinking, wow, what in the world? And the word abduction is wrong for that. Because and I'm like, how can that be wrong? Well, when it first started to happen, I questioned it medically. What was it? And I just had this knowing, this understanding. I started getting answers. But when it happened the second time, and I go, was that? I was saying, yes, I agree to doing this. I was very curious. And I agreed to allow it to happen. And it's happened quite a few times thereafter. And I've been told that my experiences are going to expand, and which the visitations have. I just posted a video that I had out. I don't know what the energies are, but December 5th, 2026, I was with a client, and right before the session, I photographed a cardinal that I was feeding. It was like 29 degrees outside. We'd just gotten snow and everything, so there's no bugs around. There's an orb beside the cardinal outside. And the next thing I know, I started having orb activity online, and my client could see it and I can see it. So I decided to try to record afterwards to see if I could capture these anomalies. And I managed to. They weren't as big, they were small, but they were everywhere. And I couldn't see them with my physical eyes. It was capturing them on the film there. I've got so many things I could share with you, but Spirit wants, okay. I'm just going to go with it. All right. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. So somebody's been suffering with headaches this week. And, oh,
Thank you.
so what I'm about to do is this is more than just you three. It's all whomever's watching and thereafter. Okay. This is energy work. We're going into the depth of, and we're going to tap into your DNA. We're going to give a brain massage. You might have physical sensations. You might get hot. You might get cold. You might get thirsty. You may cry. You may get frustrated. You may not feel a thing at all. You may not feel anything at all. It's okay. You might even feel like your brain's being touched, and I'm not kidding about that. You might feel things in your spine. You definitely might be feeling things in your heart chakra because of the tooth connections between the heart chakra and the brain. Someone has like the mid portion of the back, giving them trouble. Also, too, no more questioning. Yes, whatever you experienced, that was real. Beskit brata, but that takes kiti. All right. Bekarasko turata yidisko purata numora. Manen krenat kniskin kikin piokiski tinki itobratin tito protakia. Going to feel rough, loose, spine. You might get sleepy. Your eyes might burn. All right. Let me have that. You might feel a pull. Boschki narati, krosto tumbi, stit grastia. Na time si tu lima kisiti murasto, okushki kiampsitit, yata, rotski kapsitit, yata murasto. Neck. Your ears might get warm. Yes, I would go for it. Temples. Nico frostia, ja pujato, niito. Laikuski tedistu. Moja näkisjuti. Brain massage. You might feel your brain being touched. You might feel like there's pressure in your head. Let it happen. DNA. Oshkiescu, Bratski, Maroto, Fruski, di Prosta, Daraski, di Krostoto, Ronana, Ranini, Roto. Ooh, just. More massage. Reset. And the back of the brain. Spinal. Throat. Spine. Vaski jest prosta. So we have a craft that's that has come in And it has quite a few species on it. There are grays, there are Arterians, Lyrans, Boschkitida, Rataneras, Puratatorolo, Yeni, Boratanini, Borasacotoboro, Lolo, Yadela, Shakaraculo, Yadela, Oradinti, Boschkitida, Oyanana. Abdomen. All right. This is to the heart chakra. Breathe. Let me have that. One more heart tug. Rastatata. Full body. Nini aspetta te ora, lei se do, menana gorodo. Nice yo te, one nine yo tu, mono lorese, maida. Etam to sutu, peratato, ni, le, poshuski, la, scutopora, nina lasaka, lurski tipe, groskitora, niniski, brapiti, yoski kakashudu, nini biagato. Activation.
I don't know if you guys can see or not. My lights are tripping out right now.
Thank you, Spirit. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Laura.
Oh gosh.
Come on, Katie.
You okay? What did you feel?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Almost sprayed my drink.
I would tell you, I've had a migraine for 2 weeks, almost solid, and that was the first bit of relief I've had in days. And you worked on me earlier this week, and it still didn't want to loosen up. That was the one I needed. It was like, Okay, that cut that little cord that's pulling tension in my head. So thank you. I needed that.
You're welcome. Yeah, some people have experiences during it. Others, they may not. Some people will wake up the next day and go, why do I feel so tired? You know, it's blocks being pulled out. Why do I have a headache? Or why do I feel bad? Or how come I feel so frustrated? Oh, that's blocks. How come I feel so giddy? I just don't know why. You know, I mean, that's just part of the energy work. Whenever I do it, that's the responses that I get. I'm not sure of anybody else. Ailments, new ailments might show up. That's blocks coming out. Always recall I had energy work done. When you question, why do I feel like this? If you've had energy work done, then remember that, and then you can go, okay, now I can maintain this a whole lot better. I have an understanding of what's happening. Let me let it flow. But whenever you guys do energy work, especially if you do it with me, you gotta have water.
Okay.
Why? This is a conduit. 90% of our body, what? Water. Okay.
Mhm.
So when we drink the water, the energy work that we have, it's just like what we call in martial arts a internal punch. You don't feel it at first when you get hit. But then all of a sudden, this pain, it just begins to expand and grow, and it intensifies and gets worse. Energy work is kind of like that. But when we add water to it, it allows the purity of the water to let it currently flow through the body. And any impurities, you can, of course, dispense. Okay? Very important. I always recommend this, and I also recommend charging your water. You can never do it in plastic. Don't ever do it. Don't even bother. Put it in a glass. You know, if you have trouble drinking, use it. You can use a straw, but you know, you're going to bend down into it and you're going to talk to it. You're going to tell it, you know, hey, you're carrying healing properties. You know, I love myself so much. You know, I feel it and I glow with it. I have abundance. No matter what it is, it comes my way and it flows. The water will be charged with this. And scientifically proven that this does work, by the way. You can be pissed, talk pissy at the water and freeze it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Love the water, freeze it, and see what happens.
Yeah.
I've tried that.
Crystal.
I froze love into a little bit of water, and a beautiful rose-shaped pattern formed in the crystal structure of it. It was so cool. Dr. Emoto has a lot of studies on that, so you're absolutely. It's such cool stuff.
It is. It is.
It's really neat because they've done those side by side studies, right? Where it's like they've had where they've said all negative things to a glass of water, froze it, and the crystals are like ugly. And then they do the opposite, and they do it and beautiful. Like,
your words are power. Your words are power.
Yeah.
What you and it's not just the words. You know where it starts from, right? Up here. So once it's in, it's out. Okay? Whatever you think, you're putting it out there, and it's going to live forever. So you have to learn how to change your wording, your approach, your feeling of your wording too. And that's where meditation comes in. All these practices come in, learning to change your self-talk. I tell and teach everyone, look, in order for you to really evolve in being psychic and being intuitive, you got to love yourself. You got to. Love is the key to it all. Love is the superpower.
Absolutely.
It's the superpower. You know, there's 141 benefits to meditation. So if you can incorporate all the tools that are combining your ability to expand your awareness, your conscious process, everything else is going to flow. And I can tell you, nothing can be hidden from you. It just can't. It might be for a brief time, but whatever it is, you will know. You just will know. I don't, there's no other way to explain that, you know? Are there any other questions for me?
I mean, I've got 1,000,001, but there are some things that I can't explain because, I mean, I just feel them to be true and I've always felt them to be true. But I think there's a part of me that knows and a part of me that's like, I just want to question that part, and be like, why do I think this way? Why do I think that like forever, from as long as I can remember, I know that there's, other beings out there. Right. I mean, I've known that like even when I was a little kid, and I've also been like really into, all things like witchy side since I was a teenager, and I saw an apparition. I saw my grandfather's apparition when I was about 10 years old. He was like the first person in my life that died, and I saw him out in the living room. So it has me thinking that like of all these sort of like everybody, we like to compartmentalize things into different categories, but are they all linked? Because I really feel like they all like, whether it's aliens or cryptids or ghosts or, you name it, paranormal, like there's a connection that links them all.
You are 1,000% right, and a lot of people will disagree. So your knowing is correct. I'm going to give you confirmation. Okay. Everything is connected. The universe, the dimensions, the multi-dimensions, the ultra dimensions, Earth, you, me, cats, dogs, all the beings, all sentient beings. The planet is alive. Okay. And it's kind of hard to understand, but without going religious, okay. A lot of individuals say God's source, okay, or God itself. All right. I am. You are I am.
I am that I am.
The consciousness, the above the source consciousness is you, me, the universe, any creative idea, anything, the planets. It is a part of God's source, the source. You're the source. And we forgot about that. We're disconnected.
Yeah.
But that's what the paradigm shift is about. We're waking up. It's a higher level ascension, vibration, and a lot of people will disagree, and that's okay. It's okay. Like I said before, I'm going on what I've experienced, my understandings, and I just hold it out there. And when I hear, like you yourself, you questioned it, you utilized your discernment, you're utilizing the analytical side, you're using your skepticism. It's healthy, and I praise you for that. It's healthy. But when you are over and going over and going over and going over and over it and over it and over it, that's kind of like what we call pattern.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have that knowing already set. Now, how can you really get verification? It's getting with another person that can have some foresight, that can connect with what you're saying, connect with maybe an experience that can help you. Well, like myself listening to you, I mean, I already knew. Just as soon as you said it, it was like, yeah, she's on the right track.
Well, thank you, Marissa.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah, I almost was like, I could feel like tearing up inside. It's just, yeah, it's hard being, I think taught, the wrong way, essentially, because if we were taught that we're all connected and, from the start, would life be so different?
Oh my God. Would life be different? You'd see less and less violence. Nobody would be hungry because you're collectively feeling one another. When I say collective, you're collectively, telepathically, emotionally, consciously connecting, but you are still your separate self. You're creative, you're individual, your concepts, your beliefs, your free will. It's still yourself. So as a collective, yes. And that's where we're headed. That is whom these beings, that's what they are doing. And see, when you're that high in that kind of a vibration, being angry, being pissed, being frustrated, throwing a temper tantrum, or I don't like this person, you don't have time for that. There's no need in that environment.
Right.
So we have to learn, no. Eventually we'll realize it. And slowly we're all waking up to it, because those who are doing this stuff, researching it, trying to find their way, I can tell you life has turned like those negative people that say, you're full of shit. They can't handle it.
Right. Exactly.
They can't handle that kind of love, because that's what it is. It's very, very powerful. Do I know? Can I really expand on that? Not really. I don't know it all. I don't know it all. I am 60 years old. I am still learning. I'm still discovering things. I'm still questioning things. And I can tell you right now, even as if you were a martial artist, you're never going to stop learning. The day you stop learning is the day you leave the planet, and then you learn something else. You're going to your life like you're not, your energy never dies. This goes, but this does not. It lives on. And I was very petrified of dying. Like, I'm a little girl. I'm going, is this it? This is all, that's at the end. There's total darkness, doom and gloom, But then I just realized, wait a minute. And a lot of understanding that is when this opened up. I know when my grandmother's around. I know when my aunt's around. I know when all of them come in. I know when beings come in. I don't know specifically, but I know the energies are coming in or around me. Or if I'm upset, and my dog will come in. I mean, I even hear animals. I can hear animals. They talk. And if you are an empath, a psychic, no matter how many clairs you got, okay, animals will pick up on that. Children pick up on this. It's like for me, I go into anywhere public, go into a grocery store, go into a restaurant, and it's loud. When you walk in, it's loud. Everybody's hustling, bustling. You hear the overhead intercom music playing.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like, okay, let's get our jam on. We're going to grocery shop, play some good music. But when I walk in, everything stops. Everybody stops. I hear the intercom, but everybody's like this. right back to doing whatever they're doing. And it's without fail wherever I go. And people walk up to me, they spill their life. It's the light.
Yeah.
It's the light. They're attracted. And once they come forward and say something or talk to me, I don't really say anything. I grin, I smile, and, maybe put a couple of cents in there. But then at the end, they usually go, I don't know why I feel so much better. I don't know why I told you everything, but it was because in that moment, I needed to be there for them. Your intuitive is always going. I think Haley had an experience that I had explained the other night, that a lot of people don't realize they're intuitive. And one of the ways of knowing you are is you could be like sitting in a stoplight. You're got your jam on, your music's loud, you're doing everything, you're sitting there waiting for your turn for it to turn green. And the moment it turned green, you heard, don't move. And you listened, you literally going, and then in that instant, somebody runs that red light. And you go, wow, if I had moved, I would have been T-boned. That's being intuitive. What is that? So I'm going to say something about your top. You got spider webs on there, right?
Yes.
So when your psychic put out the web, your web is here. And what happened was, if you had experienced that, is literally you're getting information coming into your field. This car is coming. It vibrated your web.
Yep.
Okay? And you paid attention. I try to use little imagery for people to help them get better understanding. And the spider web is one of the best imagery that I could give, because, you're got your field out and you're feeling great. And then it gets rubbed, shaken. It could be somebody who walked in and their energy is like, oh my God. Your web is going.
Exactly.
Boom. Alert. You're intuitive. Okay. What if you're sitting in the living room, you're with your loved one or a family member or your friend, whatever, right? You're just into your thing, you're sitting there, oh yeah. And they're walking by and they go into the kitchen. You're sitting there and you go, it's on top of the refrigerator. And they go, how do you know what I'm looking for? I saw it. I heard you. Well, I didn't say anything. No. You may not have said anything, but I saw and heard. That's being intuitive.
It's funny. My parents always called it whammies. They could send each other telepathic messages like, you need to pick up tomatoes from the grocery store. Even though I forgot to put it on the list. You need to pick it up. But here you go. Here's the tomatoes. Like, almost like, get out of my head. But yeah, when you tune into that stuff, especially with people that are in your orbit regularly, it gets so much stronger. And what Laura was talking about absolutely was almost an identical story to what happened to me earlier this week, where I was going to the gym. I was like, I have to send this text message before I get in the car. Normally I would just talk to text it. And I'm like, I don't know why. I got to stay still. Finished it. It was 30 seconds max. Finished typing it up. There's a restaurant next door. Motorcycles rev so loud you can feel it in your bones. So I'm like, that's scary. I don't know what's going on with that. But they were headed the same direction I was shortly afterwards, and they got in a huge accident. Right off the curve, debris spread out 10 feet. This motorcycle was decimated. I don't even know how they made it out alive. But you got to listen to that stuff. You got to trust your gut. And the more you do, the louder it talks to you. And I think that's one of the things I really appreciate about Laura. Is she's helped me with my confidence and paying attention and to trust myself a lot of this stuff, because I could have shaken that off. I could have been like, oh, well, whatever. I'll just text them from my car, whatever. Yeah. But then that could have been them crashing into me. So
yeah. And I have one more story I'll give you, and then and this is very short. So dreams. Okay. All right. Now I have a lot of them, and I don't remember all of them either. But those vivid dreams where they feel like, ow, you can feel that? I can taste that? I can smell that? Uh-huh. Those are my dreams. They're that real, that vivid. One night I had this really, really vivid dream. Clear blue sky. I am actually on my husband's job site, and he's in corporate security. And I'm outside the building on the walkway, concrete in front of the building, and I look, and that's how I'm noticing the sky. And then I look in front of me, and two men are walking in suits with sunglasses on, very serious. And then I see them approach my husband, and I heard over and over and over, "You're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired." I watched him walk inside, and he goes into the office. I'm presently watching this, and they say, "You're terminated." And they picked the phone up. That was the end of the dream. All right. I abruptly wake up. It's about 9 in the morning. And I'm like, oh my God. God, that's awful. Okay, wait a second. That was so real. I almost like, am I here? Was that real? What, I mean, like, did I actually live it? That's where I was in questioning it. And I thought, wow, that's a vivid, very vivid dream. So I go downstairs, I make myself something to eat, but I'm thinking about it, right? And I start feeling right here, a little ill. Okay, right in here. I push it off. Hour goes by. I've got my coffee. I'm like getting ready to settle down. And then in here, in my stomach area, I start getting nauseated. I started feeling pressure on my chest, like I'm about to have a panic attack. And I keep thinking about this dream. And then I start thinking, I need to let him know. I need to call him. I don't know why I'm so pressed to call him. It's 12 o'clock now. And it got so bad that I finally couldn't ignore him. I picked the phone up and I said, hey, you just be quiet. Listen, just listen to me. Okay. I had this very vivid dream. I told everything just like I told you. And he says to me, it's just a dream. Don't, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. All of this stuff you do. Okay. It's just a dream. I'll be fine. Okay. Couple of days go by. Okay. I get this phone call from my husband. Are you sitting down?
Oh.
My whole body's going, oh God. Oh God. What is this? What's happening? He goes, you're not, and he says this word, you're not going to believe this. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to believe. Right? Right? And he says, my two bosses just walked up to me in suits with their sunglasses on, brought me into my office and told me I was terminated and did it exactly how you said it was going to happen. I don't know what to say to you.
Sorry is a good start. No, I'm just kidding.
I should have believed you is a good one.
And I said, I respond like, oh my God. And he goes, oh, stop. I'm going off, like freaking out. He's lost his job. Oh my God. I'm freaking out on the fact that he lost. That's what I'm thinking. He lost his job. Not more freaking out on the fact that I saw this take place.
Yeah.
He says, calm down. Just wait. Hear me out. Everything is cool. It's okay. And I'm like, how is it okay? He goes, yeah, they tried to fire me. But corporate here said, if you fire him, you all go.
Hey.
Yeah.
There's that protection.
I didn't get that part in my dream. I didn't get that part. And he said, you know something, Laura? He said, my husband said, if you hadn't have told me, I would not have been prepared. And I was so in awe of watching them walk up, seeing the description, seeing how they were walking, seeing the glasses, and the formality of Mr. Wooker, go inside, the formality of it all, then going in, just seeing it play out. I literally, when I was told I was terminated, I kind of went, huh? Like, I'm in shock. You see, he didn't say, but he was going, yeah, my wife just a couple of days ago told me all this was going to take place. And I'm just sitting here going, huh? You did what to me? What? He's literally trying to figure that out. So dreams come true, dreaming of the future. Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
He's a witness. And from that day on, it was more like he knew, he accepted what I can do. But that was the time that was like, okay, you guys, I don't know what you got going on, but I'm never going to not listen again. That's for sure. I'm not going to take it for that little grain of salt. Oh my gosh. This is great, guys. This is wonderful.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think with that little, yeah, we really have. But yeah, I'm going to take that little win for Laura. We'll use that as our last story tonight. You were right. You were right.
yes.
We'll put it on a shirt. Laura was right. So next week, next Friday, the 20th, is Ostara, the first day of spring. Yay! About time. So our show next week is going to be all about Ostara, different rituals, different ways we can bring this spring into our homes, into our lives, into our hearts, what we can what we each do to celebrate. Not sure if we're going to have a guest. We may. You never know with us. We're always doing something new. But Laura, thank you so much. If you will hang back for a second, then we'll talk off the air.
Thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate this.
This has been wonderful.
And Laura, can you please tell people how to reach you at Echoes?
Oh,
yes.
Yes, you can either hit me up on Patreon. I'm on Patreon, and it's Echoes, and it's E.C. It's an acronym for extraterrestrial consciousness, higher omnipresence, energies, and spirits. And that's what Echoes means. And then you can also reach me by email at echoescontact@yahoo.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
My sisters, as always.
Love you guys so much.
Love you.
Thursdays are the best days.
They are.
All right, guys. We will see you next Thursday right here, 9 o'clock. Thanks so much for being with us. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Yeah.